Hello, in this video I'm going to show you exactly how you need to set up your Facebook ads post Andromeda if you're spending £50+ or dollars a day. So let's get into it. So why should you listen to me? Well, my school community, the Ads Clinic, we look after and manage 200 accounts of small to medium sized businesses spending $50 to $3,000 a day. And we have been spending the last couple of months trying to get the exact testing process to work for these size businesses with this kind of spend, which is going to be in a manageable way, which I think is the key point here. Post Andromeda, it has completely changed the way Facebook advertisers are advertising. There's a lot of confusion going on in this space at the moment. There's videos like mine, there's other gurus out there all talking about all the ways that they think they should run their accounts. And I'm going to show you today how I run the account for nearly 200 accounts that we run from a testing point of view, finding a winner, and into the control. So why do I believe that we still need to test? There are other people out there who say you don't need to test. Where I find this is very, very confusing is the fact that if we end up with one campaign, one ad set and multiple ads, and we are just creating something in Canva or however we create our creative, and we just throw that into the control campaign, where's our data coming from? How are we trying to analyze what's working or what's not working? Because we have to work in the way of concepts now. And what I mean by a concept is something like testimonial or UGC or a benefits or an offer. All these different things take the user down a funnel. Now, if this is completely new to you, then you've probably been doing marketing and advertising wrong for quite some time, because when we're taking a user down any other journey, even when we were building different types of ad sets on top of each other, chasing audiences in our old setup, we still had to think about how we're talking to our ideal customer and how we're going to bring them in and how we're going to show them and how we're going to make them spend money on our product or service. So we need to have always been talking about testimonials. We need to have always been looking at UGCs, always looking at the benefits of our products, okay, so that we can educate our prospect enough for them want to part with their money on our product or service. Andromeda has now forced us into that position, because if we are going to launch just one campaign with one control and just throw some willy-nilly ads in there and hope for the best, we are just going to fail. And it'll be the next reason why advertisers out there saying Meta ads don't work, Facebook ads don't work because of X. And it'll be because they are not doing things in the right way. Even though things have changed now, they're still not doing things in the right way. So I want to talk you through the structure of this, because it's not hard. I believe, and I see in all the accounts that we run, how we need to continue testing so we're understanding what's working and what's not, and why it's working and why it's not. So if we go into this here, you can see on my diagram here, we have our control ad. Okay, so we're not going to talk about the campaigns and everything here. I'm not showing you that structure. This is our control. Okay, so this is our main campaign structure where we have a control ad set. And in that ad set, we're going to build up multiple ads which are taking our consumer, our ideal customer, down a journey when those ads are being shown as impressions into their phones. We've then got 4 ad sets here. Now, if you want to do 5 different concepts, if you've got 10 different concepts, if you've got 2 different concepts, that's absolutely fine. This is just a way to show you in a nice, simple fashion what you need to be doing. So we've got an ad set here which is based around testimonials. Now in here, 5 to 10 creatives. And then we've got test 2, which is UGC, 5 to 10 creatives. Test 3, benefits, 5 to 10 creatives. And test 4, 5 to 10 creatives. Now, if you don't have the budgets in place and you're having trouble with the resources, you again don't have to stick to the 5 to 10. This is just a benchmark to give you a guide on what you need to start thinking about producing, okay? One of the things that I think is the biggest thing out of all of this change with all the clients that we're speaking to and all the businesses in our community that we help and mentor is the fact that you have to go with what is right in your ad account, okay? Just because someone, me or another guru, is saying this is how you have to do it, if you have something working in your ad account and you are bringing things by ad sets and you're looking at lookalikes and you've got a couple of winners and that's working for you and you are able to build your business and scale your campaign based on that, I don't want you to just stop what you're doing, change it all to exactly how we're all saying you need to do it now, and then it might fail. Because I am also seeing a lot of ad accounts where the new way of doing things isn't working, but we have to move our mindset with everything that Meta brings out over the years. Maybe at first it hasn't worked, okay? And it takes time. Advantage Plus, for me, it's been out for a long time. I've only really, in 2025, been seeing the real advantages of using Advantage Plus, okay? Before then, I was still having great success with interests, with lookalikes, and they still do happen. I have accounts where that still happens, but we have to move with the times. So I'm wanting to just make you just think outside the box and allow your brain to start thinking what's to come, because I don't want you to be at the last point and then when things really do stop happening from what worked before, you're in a position where you don't know what's going on. So if you only have 50, 60 pounds or dollars a day spend, then you're not going to be able to create all these ad sets, okay? And all the ads inside the ad sets. So just think about it, what's right for your business at the moment. If you can only do, you've got some UGC content. I've just had a client call at the moment. He's got UGC content and he's got some testimonial stuff. And then him and his girlfriend will actually film some of the videos through that, where they'll be sitting on their sofa, talking to camera, okay? But they'll only produce 2 or 3 of these. That's absolutely fine. So you could look at this of going, right, I'm completely starting now. I haven't got anything else in the background. I don't want you just to put one old winner into the control. We need to give Meta more creative to go on to show to your audience, okay? So we'll create a test one, and we're going to base this on testimonials. Now this could be testimonials of people talking to camera. It could be some statics that you've made in Canva. It could be some videos where you've got background video playing and you have some little pop-ups of some testimonials that have come from your Google reviews or something like that. So let's create 3 of those for argument's sake. So we put 3 of those in here and we're going to give it £20 or $20 a day, okay? And we're going to schedule it to start in a day or a few hours, so they all start at the same time, and that one's going to start producing in its own ad set with £20 or dollars a day. Then we're going to do our UGC, and we've got some UGC because we've gone out to get some content creators. We've given them their product or service. They've come back with some UGC. We've done a bit of editing on it, and we've got 2 or 3 UGC content. Same thing, $20 a day. Get it going. And then we've got our benefit-led creative, where we're going to have our test 3, and we're going to put another 3 of those in there. We've sat down, we've created that in Canva or whatever we might be doing it in, and we've put those in there. So we've now got £60 a day working through these ad sets, okay? After a few days, we're going to start seeing some winners coming out. It might be 1, it might be 2, it might be all 3. It's more likely to be one of them. So if we take those winners, 1 came out of here, 1 came out of test 2, 1 came out of test 3, we're going to move those back into our control. So our control now is a campaign where we have a campaign, we have our ad set, and on that ad set we're going to give it $30 a day to start, or 50 depending on what your budget is, and we're going to give that an Advantage Plus audience, and we're going to put those 3 winning ads into here by duplicating at ad level into the control. You can also duplicate this by ad ID, put it into the control, and then start running those again. Set it a schedule for a few hours time, 5 hours or maybe the next day. Give Meta time to put them all into review so they're all ready at the same time and they all start at the same time on that scheduled time, and start letting that run out. Now, one of the questions that happens here, and this is going to exactly the call I've just been on, is the fact that you have a winner here that's performed really well, and here and here. Now, when it comes into the control, you might find that the winner from UGC is the one that's pushing forward and getting most of the budget. At that point, what we used to do would turn off the other 2 ads, but then we're left to 1. Now, the thing that we're seeing here is that when we start going into our audience segments and we put in our, let's say, our website visitors or our add to carts if we're e-commerce, or both of those, that will go into our engaged segment. And then we're going to take people who've ordered our product, like purchasers, and we're going to put it into our actual purchase segment. Now, when we go into our breakdown, we're able to see of these ads which ones are going to existing engaged or existing customers. Now, what I've just found by showing one of my clients is the fact that when we broke it down by that, we could see that the winner, which was the one of them, which was getting most of the budget, was also getting the largest reach. And that was showing in the breakdown that that was going to new prospects. So it was getting a large reach. Meta's favored that one to really push out because it's really engaging with a new audience of cold potential prospects to pull into the website, okay, into the funnel. The other two were still getting budget, but they weren't performing as well from the top. But all three are working well to each other. So what Meta will do is actually start looking at going, right, the UGC is working really well to get out to new people. When those people are coming in, I'm going to then show them the benefits of the product. And that person may not make a decision on the benefits of the product. They go away again, they carry on with their life. And then a couple of days later, Meta chooses to show them the testimonial ad, which was the winner here. And then they may still not bite on that one, but then they still come in through the winning UGC because it may just get served again, or it's all happened in a 7-day attribution and that person saw this one first and it's going there. That's going quite into it. But what I want you to get out of the realm of is putting things into your control audience, into your control campaign, switching off all the ones that aren't working. If you can build that up and it's got 15 ads in it, 20 ads in it, 5 ads in it, and they're all working and your overall cost per purchase or cost per lead is where it needs to be, that is what we're trying to do. So as business owners, as advertisers, we're having to now spend that more time being creative and thinking of the different concepts that we can actually use to drive new sales and new customers into our business. And this is what Meta is wanting to do. Meta isn't wanting us to just look at a couple of ads, find a winner, put it in, plug and play, and just leave it to it. They need diversity, variety of that creative to take the consumer down its own funnel journey for you to get that purchase or that new customer using your service. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.